I wouldn't get too stuck on bat speed.
I
mean, as far as like, you're going to be able to tell when his hands have sped up, and the looseness to him. I feel the acceleration. You're going to see a visual difference there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rely so much on technology to tell you whether you're improving or not as far as bat speed goes.
Well, because technology won't give you the results you want to see all the time. I mean, everybody wants to see 10, 12, 13, 14 mile an hour exit velocity jumps. But when we think about what's happening in baseball, that's not really what you need to be successful. You don't need a 15 mile an hour exit velocity jump. You just need to be consistent at taking a good swing. If you'll learn the mechanics of what we're trying to teach and really just focus on that and improving your drill work, your skill, then you're going to start to gradually see your exit velocity go up. At that point, it's just going to be a matter of how much intentionality are you putting into speeding up my hand and getting my hand past the ball every time. The more you focus on trying to be faster at your drills, quicker at your drills, better at your drills, the more increase you're going to see in your exit velocity. So I wouldn't try to put a lot of focus on seeing exit velocity increases because, again, I mean, exit velocity is not the telltale sign here to me. The telltale sign is, I mean, your batting average, what the ball sounds like when it comes off your bat, how consistently can you make it sound like that, and does it matter where I throw the pitch?
And I want to kind of talk to Jason a little bit because I understand exactly what you talked about your son doing. Look, what's happening, what you're saying, what your son's doing, Jason, is, to me, he's more worried about his finish than getting through the ball. Okay? So you're seeing a lot of this through the ball and around, rather than letting that high finish get me through, getting a little bit more extension. You can't think my high finish is what's going to get me through my extension. Okay? I got to feel that once I drive and let my hands release, there is where my finish is. Okay? I got to get out here as far as I can go into my fingertips, hold my weight back. And once I do that, now I've hit my wall. I've got through the ball, I've got my extension. Now I just let the bat come around and sit. I can't feel that when I'm getting through the ball, I'm also getting through my finish and getting over here. Okay? Yes, your posture's gonna hurt yourself there, and you're gonna get off the ball. All my momentum now is taking me away, and I'm gonna be thrown off. So I gotta feel not so much spin.
Oh, no,
Right. No, it's okay. I didn't realize you did that. So I can't just feel spin. Okay? I don't just want to feel myself get to the ball and get out. You got me? I got to feel all that momentum I'm creating in direction with my knee and hands get released through. Okay? So for you, this is probably what the spin kind of looks like. All right? I'm around my wrist and over.
Hitting it hard, but I
Real
mean,
flat. Yeah.
it's just right down.
Okay? I got to feel myself get released and then just let the bat sit. Okay? I don't really care about my finish too much. Alright? I'm getting through that ball. You see my chest still on the ball and my hands finished. You got me? All that energy and momentum was directed through the ball before I came around for my finish. Okay? I like to say everything behind me is me releasing my tension. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to create any more speed, anything behind me. I'm just letting it sit. Okay? I'm letting that momentum sit me down. Boom.
Yeah.
And now I'm done.
Everybody thinks finish and they think about what they see. Everything's back here. The finish is just like everything else. It's about the feel. I mean, we're feeling the swing finished right there.
Yeah.
Here, as far out and loose as we can be. And because we do that, we get that visual finish that everybody's hunting. You can't be trying to get over here and finish the swing. You got to finish the swing in the hitting zone. Finish the swing down here.
And
Get through it.
Yeah.
And then just sit it down.
And let him really think about this, Jason, and feel this, I would say, on two-handers. I like to get kids, get it two-handers. Just hold it down. Just kind of act like you finish.
Okay.
Good. And I like to tell them when they get out here, I want to feel that release kind of pulling them here, away from their body. All right? This is where I want to feel the last point of effort happening in my whip right to my fingers, and then I'm done. You got me? After that, I don't care what happens. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to that point of extension into
trying
my
to get
fingers.
down here and let it go right there.
Yeah.
And then that bat should just flip
Yep.
right up to the top.
And another thing, just to check on him, it could be an issue too, is just the top pan, okay? Make sure that top pan is not kind of getting held up here. I don't want to look like a chicken, like T-Rex with my elbow and top pan getting in here. I gotta feel like that too still gets released too. I just don't do it enough to turn my shoulders. Yeah, I still want to feel that get past the T and release in my zone. So just think about those things. Understand why he said high finish, so you can get through it more and get more of that direction going through the ball. But just try to let him feel more of it getting extended through that way before I finish, rather than getting up, because we don't want to change his bat plane. That needs to stay the same.
All right, that, Peter, is the Camwood Bats hotline number. So any of you that are questionable about what's going on with your player or anything like that, shoot us a video.
Yeah.
Text it to me, and I'll get you a response back and kind of let you know what we see. A lot of this stuff is not really hard to pinpoint.
No, it's not.
You really just have to have somebody point it out to you sometimes.
Yeah.
Once they point it out, you see it every single time.
Yeah.
Every time it happens, like, oh, they did it again.
Yep.
That's what you got to see. You
Yeah.
just got to have somebody point it out. Once you point it out, then you can really go to work. Otherwise, it's like guessing checks, like I told you today. Somebody I saw on Instagram today had a drill set up. They were explaining what to do if you were rolling over. They hit a ball off the tee. They literally beat this ball right in the ground. It would have went foul down the first baseline. Beat it in the ground. And they said, this is what's happening in your swing. This is how you need to fix it. So they set a drill up, 2 tees, a high tee inside and a low tee with a ball on it, making you kind of do this, miss the first tee and hit the ball.
Yeah.
And basically, if you do this, you're bad. If you do this, you're bad. What you want to do is hit the ball up the middle. So there's really no direct point of what I'm trying to fix.
Body-wise.
Body-wise.
It's all
Where
based-
is this
yeah.
issue? Where does the issue lie?
Yeah, it's all based
I
on
don't really know. I'm just guessing each swing, trying to miss that tee. Sometimes I miss it right. Sometimes I miss it and roll over. Sometimes I don't miss it and I hit it.
Yeah.
It's just guess and check. You've got to have some kind of system, some kind of plan, something that's going to tell you, okay, this is what I need to know. This is how I get from here to there, and that's what I go do.
Yeah.
That's what I go do.
Look, I like to point out Landon because he's new. He's never heard of us before and everything. His parents said his understanding of the swing was so much more in depth and made so much more sense to him after 4 days of training here than his whole life of ever being taught about hitting. He had no idea of how his body was functioning. And just by the little bit I gave him in those 4 days, which I wouldn't say is little, I just let him have it when they come in here. But it made sense. He was able to make those adjustments. Now, Sunday, his bad habits came back. Okay, 4 days after training, everybody here can know you're not going to see huge results.
No.
Okay, because you have so many bad habits that you've had years and years and years that we're going to just have to break.
It's going to come back quick. It's
And
going to come right back.
And a pitcher that just kind of got your number and it's kind of getting you on the defense, those bad habits are going to come back. Just the more time we have with him, the better he'll be. But the understanding is what y'all have to get y'all's kids to like commit to. Because if they can understand what's happening, to knowing like the back of their hand, because it's 3 simple things to understand, and just make your adjustments based on those 3 things, which is my knee, hip, and hands. And if they can get to a point where, oh, my hands first, gotta go to my knee. Oh, my hip was off, I gotta get a little bit more inside the ball. Stay there. I can't over rotate. All these little things, if they can just get to where they can boom, 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 they're never going to go through a period of time to where they're struggling. They're going to be able to work themselves out of it. And I think that's what the biggest thing that this program and these simple things help with.
Yes.
Is getting you out of slumps.
Well, I mean, again, if you take a player's career, I mean, it's like with anything else, and I put their career on a graph. I mean, I would want to see somewhat of a average straight line, as close to the straight line as possible. Like if I drew a line at 300, I would want to see a line that was so close to that.
Yeah.
So close. Some of the stuff that kids are doing these days, and that coaches are kind of putting into kids, I mean, routines and whatever. There's no knowledge behind it. There's no real concept of how this relates to the actual game that we're trying to be good at.
Yeah.
And so their lines look like this. Their highs are way above it.
Yeah.
Their lows are way below it. And they get stuck down there forever. And they're only up here for that long.
Yeah.
And I mean,
For
that
a
is
game,
no
yeah.
fun.
No,
That is
it's
no
not.
fun
It
for
sucks.
anybody. I don't care who you are, what you say. Bottom line,
Yeah.
you know good and well, that ain't fun.
Uh-huh.
You want to be even keeled. You want to be as steady as they come. And the only way you can be like that is to have a very good understanding of what it is you're trying to do.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do and how do you go about it? If you can pinpoint those issues, where you're off, when you're off, and fix it yourself, man, you could be a hitter.
Yeah.
You could be a hitter.
And Adam, this is something that we don't really pay attention to, but can make a huge difference in result off the tee, is how consistent is he firing quickly? Is he having times to where he fires fast and then other times he fires slow? These times where people are trying to feel something but they slow it way down can really cause a bad bat dump. That barrel dumping down, and they end up usually not even hitting the ball, they hit straight on the tee.
crush the
And,
tee.
if you're seeing that up and down with bat speed, you have to tell him that I'm trying, no matter what, I don't care about the result. I'm trying, when I drive
Preach
that,
it, boy.
when I'm trying to drive that elbow, I am moving
Yeah,
fast.
you gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta go.
You can't go about it in a defensive way of, okay, I gotta kind of feel this. I'm gonna go about 50% here. Boom, bat hits the net, bat hits the tee, and I'm, oh God, what happened there?
Gosh,
I
that
didn't feel nothing right there. You always gotta approach these things with speed and trusting it, okay? That's the only way, one, we're gonna be able to simulate a game, because we're not gonna be going 50% a game. When we swing, we're gonna be going. And two, it's easier to feel when things are off and we're moving quicker. When we're doing slow, you're feeling every single thing move.
Yeah.
And it's hard to pinpoint what's going wrong. If I'm moving quick, I can know immediately my hands got around. Okay. I can immediately know my bat dropped, my top hand didn't get through. Those things. So I would really pay attention over everything else is the speed of it. Because that's, to me, what I've seen a lot of kids dealing with is just the actual speed of not committing to it and trying to be so perfect on that ball instead of just letting it ride.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a good start, let it ride, keep my eyes down.
The video we posted today kind of talked about that. I mean, your hand path in a sense is never really going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You could take, if you hit a ball as clean as you could ever hit one, you don't have to try to do anything more. You need to take the same swing.
Yeah.
You may hit the next ball a little bit harder, a little bit farther, just because your path was that much better.
Yeah.
All we're trying to do is be consistent.
Yeah.
Take the same swing and let it be what it's going to be. Martin says 2 years and his boy still reverts, but now he knows how to fix it. Exactly. Your bad habits are always going to be there. You're always going to have bad habits.
Yeah.
You got to know how to fix it.
Yeah. And Jeff, my man.
Jeff hit a bomb, folks.
Yep. We like to think knee, Jeff, from the emphasis. You got to think about what is functioning when my knee fires. Okay. To me, we got that camera. I'm trying to adjust it there. To me,
We got our camera guy.
yeah, to me, guys, if I think foot, now y'all tell me, this is just from what I've seen and based on certain things. If I think foot when I think about driving my knee, are you going to think my knee is driving or me pushing? Okay? Because if I'm getting too active in my foot as far as pushing, like really pushing my body, I'm going to get off my front side. If I think more about my knee, I'm not thinking so much about my foot moving. You got me? I'm thinking about my knee moving, okay? So it's going to keep me more stationary and keep my balance here when I'm driving that knee, okay? You're not seeing the push. I'm feeling my knee drive. I'm being very literal and specific on that knee drive rather than my foot. Now, the result of my heel coming up and my foot getting off, that's just a byproduct. I got to keep this loose and ready to move. But I can't have my specific thoughts here because now I'm going to get into that, okay? Now my knee's not really fired. My hip and back of my side is fired and pushing me forward, and I don't want to feel that. I want to really be specific about where so I can keep this stiff, keep my knee driven, and everything back. And now I'm in my balance right over center.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge reason why we don't think so much foot.
Nah.
Because it's going to create more mobility.
You don't push out your legs.
And I don't want to feel movement in my body when I swing. I want to feel direction in that knee and hip, but my body itself is staying right on that line. Okay?
Yeah.
You're not seeing my body go back and forth in my swing. you want to keep it as center as you can when you're firing everything. That's why we have to have equal, kind of equal direction here. 'Cause
Well,
that front
I
side-
told somebody the other day, in a sense, it may have been Xander, Martin, you want to feel your knees. I mean, once I land and I get ready, in a sense, my knees are fixing to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fixing to compress those suckers together. This one's not going anywhere. This one's going right to the front. And because of that, because I'm driving from my knee, my heel should leave the ground.
Yeah.
My foot should clear.
Yeah.
So many times I think a lot of folks get stuck in that foot.
Yeah.
They load and they're way back here, and then when they fire their knee, they get that and not that. So you got to be able to let your foot, you got to be loose on that foot.
Yeah.
You got to be ready to go. But it has to go to your knee. You got to think knee.
Yeah.
It's got to think knee because we're standing on our feet. Our knees are compressing together.
I mean, it goes back to thinking about why we say elbow
Yes.
instead of hand right now. Because if we thought hand, that elbow may or may not move, and now I'm going around. Same concept when it comes to my foot and knee. If I think foot, my whole body might move.
You may get it right every now and then.
Yeah, but I mean, the more consistent thought is going to be my knee rather than my foot.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't really think about my foot over my knee. Mark.
So, since
Yeah,
he
we-
keeps harping on it, I'll tell you what we will do.
we
I'll
do.
give a virtual lesson away right here and right now to somebody. I got to give you a stipulation though. I got to give him a question to answer. Son. Help me out here, Brian.
A question to answer? To see who is going to get one?
Yeah.
Shoot, man.
Or
They put me on the spot. Hopefully they know all these questions.
okay,
I mean, we can
the
send them, we can send them over to the channel.
next question. The next question, I'll give you free virtual lesson. Martin, you don't count. Martin don't count. Folks who are already signed up don't count. Yeah. These are for the folks that are scared of it. Martin, I wanted them to know what you know. What school did I play for? I played for, the list is long. You want me to tell you? I played for Chattahoochee Valley Community College.
Yeah.
I played for Thomas University. I played for Jefferson Davis Community College in Brewton, Alabama, and then I played for Savannah State.
Yep.
I bounced around. It was a crazy time. When is Wes going to get the season softball basketball? I know it, Jeff.
Well, we'll screenshot this, Jeff, and we'll send that over to Wes. I'm saying he's missing out on a whole nother market.
Yeah.
Not producing any softball wood game days.
Yeah. Any questions before we wrap it up, folks? It's been a great day. Thank you for joining us. It's been good to be back. Hopefully we got our email situation figured out.
Yeah. If we have any issues happening, we'll contact Boss Man. Get him to get it going.
Yes, it was a bomb, but I didn't get it on video. That's typically how it goes.
I mean, Jeff, I'm just.
Nobody can take that away from you, brother. You did it. I'm so proud of you.
I believe you.
Man,
I
I'm so
believe you.
proud of
I know
you,
you've been. I know how you've been working. I believe you.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, guys, that's what we're here for. I mean, we have been there as players and know the struggles that your kids go through.
And the stress. I mean, y'all, it is a stressful game to play. It is not a fun mental game to go through if you're constantly having to guess and check and trying to figure out, just try something new and see if it works.
God,
that is so tough. I mean, the right way is never going to be easy.
No.
It's going to be hard just like everything else. But the right way is the right way, period. I mean, and this is the way. This is the way to be the most consistent, the most efficient, and to see the most results.
And me and Jonathan say this all the time. If you can find somebody that makes more sense than this, then by all means, go.
And
go
do
and
it.
do
I'm not
it.
going to hold you back.
But if you can't find something that somebody can explain to this extent to make this much sense about putting this bat in the zone for that period of time and creating a consistent bat path, then I don't know what to tell you. You got to do it. You got to do what makes sense.
You have to.
And what's easy to repeat and just adjustments.
Appreciation post here. We purchased the training bats 3 months ago. Grandson just turned a couple months or 8 a couple months. I was gonna say a couple months old. Boy, that joker's getting whipped. Just turned 8 a couple months ago. He was gone from a dribble infield hitter to a solid line drive, hitting the fence in a 180-foot field. These bats have been a huge help to him. That's awesome, man.
That's why we did this.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you. One more person just joined in, but we are getting ready to wrap it up. Absolutely. Great job, guys. We appreciate your time. We will be back next Thursday right here. Again, if you missed this whole session, you'll find it on our YouTube channel. TikTok, folks, we appreciate you joining in. Y'all have a great Thursday, great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Recording